Sam found these fruits, had fallen from a tree. I don't know if this one's ripe yet. Welcome back to New Zealand. It is quite a windy day here on the west coast of Northland. This is our second day exploring the area just south of Hokianga. And I'm a little tired this morning because we were up late last night trying to catch a glimpse of the endangered brown kiwi, the famed bird of New Zealand, and we actually saw 3 of them last night and a giant carnivorous snail. It was quite an eventful night, but I am super tired. However, the show must go on, and first up today we are going to be exploring this coastal walk that's going to take us up along this bluff ridge here. It's going to give us some epic views of the Tasman Sea, the turbulent, tumultuous, tremendous Tasman Sea behind me. And it's just the first stop of several today. Another epic day here in New Zealand. Wow, this coast walk is absolutely beautiful, and I have a feeling this is gonna be one of those times when I have so much footage, because like with every step I'm making that rookie mistake of stopping and filming everything I see because it's so beautiful. But then when I sit down to edit, there's like 7 hours of footage. Wow. So to get to the top of this, it's about an hour and a half to get to the summit. Looks pretty steep. But this actually reminds me of the Te Whara track that we did over near Whangarei, the Whangarei Heads. Very similar, although the water is much calmer on the other side, so it's good for snorkeling. But beautiful blue Tasman Sea, peppered with the white crests of those white caps out there. And it seems like the wind is dying off a little bit, so wow. I mean, look at that. Well, all I can tell you is this is my kind of trail. Narrow single track, right on a cliff, holding your life in your own hands and taking in some epic views. This is what I'm talking about. This is a nice quintessential coastal walk here in New Zealand. Wow, just so epic. I don't think the video does it justice, but I'm trying my best. So the track kind of steers away from the coast here, takes us through this canopy, and this area is the last remaining dense coastal forest, or I should say some of the last remaining dense coastal forest in Northland. So it's nice to see they haven't clear cut this and there's no cows grazing up here. So these berries, the cow palm, the most southerly occurring palm tree, by the way. But so these berries are not edible for humans, but they are a favorite food of the New Zealand wood pigeon. So we might end up seeing one of those plump guys today. But they are edible for humans when they're green, before they turn red. So that's always a good thing to know. So look at these. We'd seen Sam found these fruits had fallen from a tree and somebody has been eating them. So you can see the exposed seed here, and they have this really sweet smell. almost like mango, and this big seed reminds me of a mango too. But I think, we're not positive, but we think they come from the Karaka tree. And the Maori used to use these, but there's a process by which I guess you have to soak them to remove some sort of toxin that's in them. So I'm not gonna be sampling any of the wares today, but it looks like some bird, or maybe even like a possum or something, really likes these. This native bush we just came through, quite a contrast to what's on the backside, which is all this farmland has been clear cut and burned. And you can see what a difference it all used to look like what we just walked through. So we just made it up. We're almost to the summit, I think, and we made it up to this high point, and Sam has cell signal doing more research on that fruit, the Karaka fruit, and it appears that the fruit is edible. It's the seed that is poisonous that the Maori used to have to soak to get rid of the toxic alkaloids. So looks like I'm gonna try this fruit that we're pretty sure is edible. Let's give it a go. Let's see if it tastes like mango. So Karaka fruit, it smells delicious. It smells absolutely wonderful. I don't know if this one's ripe yet. It's not that soft, but it does actually taste pretty good. Some of the other ones were more ripe, so maybe on the way back down I'll try to get a softer one, but maybe whatever animal was eating these already ate all the ripe ones. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Well, we made it to the summit here. Epic views. Good to be out of that backside farmland area, and the wind is feeling really good. Worked up a good sweat. You can see off in the distance the Kai Iwi Lakes right over there, and I think that's going to be our next stop today after we take in these epic views on this volcanic bluff. This is the remnants of a volcano, much like you have in the Coromandel Peninsula with the pinnacles, much like the Te Whara track over in Whangarei. This massive, what they call a bluff, is actually the remnants of a volcano. You should be wary of humans, just to let you know. They don't have your best interest at heart. I want you to learn that lesson early on. Well, here we are, Kai Iwi Lakes. There's 3 lakes, and I believe this is the main one. A lot of boating and swimming here. The water is crystal clear blue, nice beautiful white sand beach. And incidentally, Kai Iwi, Kai means food in the Maori language, and Iwi means tribe. So I would imagine the reason why this place got that name is that it was a very important food source for the local tribe, or iwi, in this area, to get freshwater crayfish and fish and freshwater mussels and whatever else that they have in this lake. I've heard it's good for fishing. Apparently it's very popular for boating. A lot of jet skis. Super windy here. There's actually like waves on this lake, and I've heard the water is warm. So let's go find out if the water is actually warm. I'm sure compared to the ocean it's warm, but it's cool to have this lake here right near the beach. You saw how rough those waves were, so not a good place to swim. There's lots of rip tides and stuff. Just right over a small sand dune and you're in this beautiful blue lake. So they do have a campground here at Kai Iwi Lakes, but right now, the height of summer in New Zealand, it is completely full. Looks like a pretty chill spot to camp here, right on this beautiful blue lake. The water is pretty warm, actually. I wonder how often they get these waves on this lake. The wind is just, it's coming, you know, it's a westerly wind, so that's why I was kicking up the swells on the ocean, kicking up waves on this freshwater lake. The water is super clear. Look how clear this water is. So we passed one of the other lakes on the drive-in on the opposite side of the road. Didn't look as clear as this one. This looks like to be the kind of the best lake out of the three from what I can see. But I think I'm gonna jump in and go for a swim, so that wraps up today's video. Plenty more coming from New Zealand, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I drop a new video. But in the meantime, get out there, find your adventure, and be infamous.
Infamous.